Hello, I'm Josh from GAK, and for the next 2 days we're here at Brighton Dome for Brighton Music Conference 2018. So I'm here with Dom from Steinberg, and we're going to be talking about the really hotly anticipated brand new UR-RT2 and 4 audio interfaces that are forthcoming from Steinberg this June, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so tell us, Dom, what's new about these audio interfaces?
Well, basically, these are really brand new. They're not out yet, as you said. What's special about them is they are equipped with Rupert Neve transformers. This will give you like a very rich sound. They will add harmonics to your recordings. You know, very, very nice top end as well. I mean, I've tried them, and especially for vocals, they give you like a very velvety sheen in the top end, really, really nice. You're in heaven, in all honesty. It's because these add some really, really cool harmonics to the sound, and they saturate beautifully. You can also live stream with it because there's a loopback function. So basically, you just turn on loopback, and whatever you play through it, like your band, whatever you have through the inputs, your computer output, whatever, you can stream it live. So you can actually have great quality of streaming, you know, on Facebook, whatever.
Yeah, this thing looks like it's ready for a life on the road. You know, it can take a knock, basically, yeah.
And let me just make it clear, that's not an emulation. It's a real transformer behind those preamps. It's not an emulation, it's not a plugin, it's no DSP. It's the real electronic.
The real deal.
Exactly, that the guys at Neve basically designed and they put in there.
So I'm here with Andrew from Steinberg, also known to those who know as DJ Sapo, producer.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you too. So Andrew's here, he's demoing the brand new, highly anticipated DAW from Steinberg Cubase 9.5.
Right, yeah. 9.5's out now. There's 3 versions. So for those who don't know, there's Elements, and there's Artist, and there's Pro. Pro meaning more the high-end sort of pro features, but with Elements you can get a lot in it as well. And we've got the Artist right in the middle. So for the first time, Elements has chords now. So we have chord pads and that. So we can work with chords, which was a big pro feature not so long ago. So which is really cool. And obviously in the Pro version, we got stuff like mastering EQ, the frequency mastering EQ with full mid-side capabilities, linear phase, really, really powerful stuff. The latest update has got tons of new features in it. Those are like metronome. We can do sort of metronome timings, our custom metronomes, custom time signatures, direct offline processing, curves, and more importantly now we've got 64-bit mixing engine. So before that it was 32-bit floating audio point. Cubase always had great headroom when you're pushing the channels and when you're doing multi-track mixing. Now we've got more fidelity, more headroom, 64-bit now, so we can actually really, in a big mix, you really get your sound out. We've got double the amount of inserts now, so you can actually, I mean I was happy with the original inserts, but for those who like to do real multi-plugin piggybacking, you can really go right in now with it. And you can see our video now working with the track in sync. This is our built-in video engine now on Cubase 9.5, so it's only going to get much, much better, and it's still really tight, but you can see now that for scoring, education, it's massive for syncing to you know, exams that they might do, scoring to a video, scoring to a commercial, scoring to a trailer. Elements will let you do this, you know, you can actually get on with something on the go, quite productive really.
I'm sat here with the lovely Rachel K Collier, singer, songwriter, producer. You did a talk today with Ableton.
Yep, I did sort of taking a live, like a production to like a live project. Did like a little breakdown in a seminar, and I also sat on a producer panel with Luke Solomon and oh god, I can't remember everyone's names, but yeah. So we sat on a producer panel and we just kind of talked through like DAWs, like plugins, kind of nerdy stuff, and then
it's been an interesting 2 days here. We've had a lot of brands, you know, showcasing their stuff. Yeah, obviously, you work very closely with Ableton.
Yeah, so I've like developed like a really amazing relationship over the past sort of 18 months.
You work quite a lot with the Push too, don't you?
Yeah.
There's a product that we stock in the shop, and it's something that I'm going to get in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. So yeah, it's like I've not used Ableton for performance yet. I've just sort of been writing tracks at home, but it's sort of an instrument that you can use both in performance and in the studio.
Yeah, I use it like I can't even produce without it now. It's kind of mad, like because it's right in front of me, just right in front of the computer. And you know, because I use a lot of Simpler with Ableton, which is like great little MIDI instrument where you can just chuck in any audio sounds and just make some textures quickly from nothing. You know, you can just chuck in oh, and then cut it up, and then immediately you've got, and then if you hold down your repeat button on push, you've got or da da da, and then you just fill up like these, and you can just fill these frequencies that may be missing in your production, and then also because it's sounds that you've made, it like makes it a little bit more unique, and then you're not just loading in any old plugin that anyone else can use. So for production, it's like I feel a bit lost without it. And then making your grooves, obviously the step sequencer, there's obviously the capture now with Live 10 and finger drumming. So production, it's like a must, you know. And then live, I use it in like a totally different way. So like for production, I'll be using it like mainly as MIDI instrument, but for live, I'll use it like at the session view. So I hit the session, and it's great because obviously you can put in all your clips, you can do all your live looping, you can manipulate your audio, you know, you can do all your levels on there if stuff's too loud, the gain. It's just like, I was using the APC 40 for live, and my boyfriend was like, you know what, you should really try a bit the push, is better. And I was a bit resistant. I was like, no, I really love the APC, but then actually I quickly sort of got push, and I didn't really like do any tutorials.
Was it quite an easy transition?
Oh, mega easy transition, because it's like a replica of Ableton screen.
Yeah.
And there's just loads of other things you can do, like if something goes wrong, if I loop something it's totally out of tune, I'm like, oh my god, you know, just delete it. If you play something slightly off, like miss the one and play that out of time. And it's just like loads of little things that you can, extra things you can do with Push 2 that I couldn't really do in my ABC. And so like and someone said to me, you know, actually out in Austin, and they said like, I had an interview and he's like, okay, so tell me like, what's the one piece of gear you like can't live without? And I was like, well, probably Push. So I'm excited for you to get your Push.
All these synths in the world, all of these drum machines, all this equipment, if you could own one bit of kit, a dream bit of kit for, even if it was, you know, if it didn't sort of have any, you know, music sort of sound that goes with your music, if it was any random instrument, what would it be?
Now, it is a tricky question, because obviously there's some absolutely banging, like the Moogs and like things like that. But I think it would have to be the Yamaha CS80. I've played a real one once. I think they're like really rare, and like God knows how much they cost. But it was just like,
I'll have to check if we've got one in stock.
Oh my God, you know, just thought. I think it's maybe like because the sentimental value.
Yeah.
You know, I like my vintage clothes. I like kind of, you know, that kind of thing. I was like, when I played it, I just thought, this is amazing. You know, you're a bit like starstruck by a synth. That's how I felt.
Yeah. One thing we're excited about is you're hopefully going to be coming in doing one of the GAC sessions at some point.
So I know that's
in the near future.
In the very near future, I think.
Excellent.
So obviously we've been trying to do it a bit previously this year, but 2018 has been bonkers with South by Southwest, and just come back from India,
USA as well.
So hopefully now, just before the Great Escape.
Well, good luck for the rest of the year. Thanks so much for taking the time to speak to us today.
Maybe I can hit the vintage shops when I come down to see you guys. Yay.